Hi friends, how are you? And welcome back to my YouTube channel. I'm Beatriz, your host on Beatriz Book Nook, and today we are going to talk about the books that I want to read until the end of the year. I have a little pile, well, it's actually a big pile as you probably can see, but I think I have between 9 and 10 books. If I don't have 10, I might find a way to put a 10th book in here, and these are all of the books that I really want to read until the end of the year. They have reason for them to be here, and I'm going to tell you that reason. Some are due to the book I find interesting, some are because I have had the book for quite some time now, and the others are because I want to read a little bit more of the genre. But without further ado, let's get into the video and let me show you what are the books and their reasonings. The first two books that I'm going to talk to you about, they are here because I don't normally read non-fiction, as you probably know, and I am actually on a path, on a way to try to find the best version of myself this year, and it's going to keep going for the next year. One of the things that I really want to accomplish and get with getting a new job and having an adult life 27, it's actually figuring out my habits and how can I pursue everything with the life that I'm going to get. So because of that, the first book that I'm going to talk to you about is, as you have probably guessed, the first book is going to be Atomic Habits by James Clear. I know this book is very you already know what the book is about, you already know everything in it. It probably won't make a big difference for you, but I actually really want to know what am I actually doing that James Clear tells here, what I am not doing, and what I can implement on my daily life that he tells here. So that is the reason why I want to read this book, and I want to figure out how to better manage my habits. Let's say it like that. The second book, and this one is because I got it over a year ago and I haven't not yet picked it up, but also I want to know and understand why everyone raved so much about that book, and I also think it's also a non-fiction. So for that, I'm going to share with you Everything I Know About Love by Dolly Alderton. This book, I saw so many people talk so many good things about it that I had to pick it up, and I really want to know what she has to say about love, because that is something that I struggle with in a little bit, not just in myself but with others. So I really want to figure out everything she knows about love and what I can take from this book. So that is the reason why I really want to pick it up and try and see what the book says that I can maybe take for life. The next one is a book that has been on my TBR for a few months ago, and that is The Dark Descendant of Elizabeth Frankenstein. The mainly reason that I'm putting this book here is because I have bought it at least like 1 or more years ago, and I have not yet picked it up. So I think I will try my best to pick it up very soon. So hopefully maybe October you will see me reading this, but if not, until the end of the year. But definitely this is a book that called my attention. It's a Frankenstein retelling, mainly Elizabeth Frankenstein, and if I'm not wrong, she goes to live with the Frankensteins and she has to deal with actually Victor, who is the Frankenstein, I think. So I'm quite interested in it. Also, it's a translation from English to Portuguese, so I want to really read it. And I'm very excited about it. Look at the cover, isn't it so interesting? The next book that I'm going to talk to you about is actually a soft DNF that I have started a few years ago, but I ended up DNFing it, obviously, because it was giving me and putting me into a reading slump. And that book is Mermaid Moon by Suzanne Cocal. I am actually not going to be forcing myself to fully read this from the beginning. Because I did leave a bookmark where I left, I'm actually going to start from there because I remember quite well what was happening. But I really want to give this book a try, or at least a full-on try, and I want to give it a go and see if I enjoy it or if I really think that this is not a book for me. So this is also one of the books that I'm excited to read until the end of the year, or I'm not really excited. I'm a little bit afraid of this book, but I feel like it deserves a nice try and a nice chance, so that is why I'm forcing, let it say so, myself to read this until the end of the year. The next one, I don't have a big reason for it to be here. The main reason is that I have bought it for quite some time now and I haven't yet picked it up, but luckily my best friend, if I'm not wrong, correct me if I'm wrong, she's going to be reading this book during the rest of the year, some time in the between now and the end of the year, and I decided that is a good opportunity for me to finally read this book, and that is Ninth House by Lee Bardugo. I really hear so many good things about this book and I really like dark academia vibes, so I really want to know what this book is all about, why so many people really enjoyed it, and I want to know how Lee Bardugo is able to portray those dark academia vibes that I really enjoy. Hopefully it's not so much urban fantasy, but it's fine if it is, I won't mind. The next one is here because this is the last book that I have in a trilogy that I really want to get done with, and that is Girls of Fate and Fury by Natasha Nagan. I have read the other two books. The first one was better than the second one. If I'm not wrong, this was supposed to be a duology, but the publisher decided to make it a trilogy. So I really thought that the second book was very feeling not that interesting and was actually putting me into a reading slump. But I am excited to see how the journey of Ren and Lei ends, and I really want to get to it because I am excited to be able to finish one more series and get on with another one. So I really have to get to this until the end of the year. So here is my compromise. The next one is a book that I have hauled very recently, like last week, and that is The Dragon Republic by R.F. Kuan. If you know, or you don't have to know, I am a big fan of the Poppy Wars. I really like the way that R.F. Kuan portrayed the war and what was happening in this book. So I'm very excited to read The Dragon Republic and to keep going with their adventures and to get to know what is actually happening in this world. I know that the main protagonist is not very loved. She is also very morally gray. She, to me, in my opinion, gets worse by the book. But let's see how we are going to see Rin in the second book. The next one is going to be a book that I'm putting here because first I have hauled for quite some time now. Second, it is the second book that I have from this trilogy and I really want to get to it because I really enjoyed the first one. Just keep in mind, I think from most of the books, this is the most YA one, and that is The Merciless Ones by Namina Foreigner. I'm really excited. I really like the first book on this series. I cannot wait to get back to it and to know where the second book takes us, and even the third one, because I know there is a third one out. So I am excited. I want to know more and I cannot wait to pick it up. But honestly, the main reason that this one is here is because I really have to pick it up soon because I want to get to the last one and it's getting hard. I have to keep accountable of the series that I'm reading, and more often than not, I am actually starting new series than keeping the ones that I currently am reading. So I want to try to finish a few series until the end of the year. So I was talking about finishing series. Now I'm going to talk about series that I want to start. And the first one is Swordcatcher by Cassandra Clare. If you know, you know, I am a big Shadowhunters fan and I am a big Cassandra Clare fan. I don't think she has done anything wrong. I really love her books. I love her writing style. I speed through her chunkers quite frequently and I really enjoy the worlds that she creates. She's also my favorite author. I have had this book since it came out, which was maybe last year's at the end of the year. So you might ask me, why haven't you picked it up yet? You know, when you are afraid that your favorite author is going to disappoint you. You have heard so many good things, but you are afraid you will not like it as much as everyone else. That is me. Honestly, I am so afraid that this book is not going to live to the expectations that I have, and because of that, I have not yet picked it up. But I am now making the compromise of picking it up very soon, and I am actually waiting for a readathon that is going to happen during the month of October, if I'm not wrong, to happen so I can pick up some of these books that I have here. The last book that I have here was an impulse buy, I am going to tell you. And because of that, it also has to have its honorable mention. It has to have a space in this video, and that is Masters of Death by Olivia Blake. I am excited about this one. I really like the premise of the book when I picked it up. I looked it up before I picked it actually, and I decided, well, why not? It sounds interesting, let's go. But I haven't yet read it. So I think it's time that I finally take the time to sit down and read this book because I think it deserves my attention. So that is the reasoning for this one. There's nothing more. I just really know that I have to pick it up because I did buy it on an impulse, so it also has to get a chance for me to read it. So this year, I am not promising, I am telling you, maybe this year will be the year. But at the end, I will make sure to give you an update. And this is all, friends, that I have for today's video. I showed you the 10 books that I really want to read until the end of the year. I'm going to next figure out how I can, in a way, put them in the months that I have left. I cannot read them in September because I already have my TBR set up, as you probably know, but I will try my best to get to them in the other months of the year, which is October, November and December, which is not a lot for 10 books. I should put 3 books a month on it, but let's see how it goes. I'm actually going to start a new stage in life, or better, I have already started, but let's see. And I think this is it for today's video, friends. I hope you enjoyed it. So if you did, please don't forget to hit the like button, comment down below with a skeleton emoji for Masters of Death, I think, because it has a skeleton. And if you feel like chatting a little bit, ooh, the light. And if you feel like chatting a little bit with me, please let me know what book you really have to get to until the end of the year. And until then, friends, I hope you have an amazing day, night or evening, whatever you are in the world. And I'll see you all in my next video or on Sprint. So until then, bye, friends!